In the town of Ur of the Chaldeans, there was a man named Terah who had three sons. Their names were Abram, Nahor, and Haran. Haran had a son and named him Lot. After some time, Haran died in his hometown. One day God said to Abram, "Leave your father's household and your country. I will give you a land. There I will bless you and make your descendants into a great nation." Immediately Abram took his wife Sarai, his nephew Lot, his servants, and all his possessions, and set out. At that time Abram was 75 years old. Journeying onward, he reached the land of Canaan. There God said to Abram, "The land where you now stand, I will give to your descendants." So Abram built an altar there and offered a sacrifice to God. Abram and Lot were both very wealthy. They had silver, gold, livestock, and many servants. But the land could not support them both together. Soon quarrels broke out between Abram's herdsmen and Lot's herdsmen. Abram, saddened by this, said to Lot, "We are relatives. Let there be no strife between your herdsmen and mine. Let us separate. Choose whichever side of the land you wish to dwell in." Lot looked and saw the fertile Jordan Valley, well watered like a garden. So he chose that region and went toward the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. After some time, God spoke again to Abram. "Do not be afraid. I am your great reward," Abram replied. "Lord, what can you give me since I remain childless?" Then God said to him, "Look up at the sky. If you can count the stars, so shall your descendants be. I will make them into a great nation." Abram believed the Lord, and it was credited to him as righteousness. God also told Abram, "Your descendants will live as strangers in a foreign land, enslaved and afflicted for 400 years. But afterward, they will come out with great possessions. In the fourth generation, they will return to this land." Abram's wife Sarai had no children, so she gave her maidservant Hagar to Abram, that she might bear a child through her. Hagar bore Abram a son, and he named him Ishmael. At that time, Abram was 86 years old. But Hagar began to despise Sarai, which caused sorrow in Sarai's heart. Later, God said to Abram, "You will be the father of many nations. Kings will come from your descendants. No longer will your name be Abram. Your name shall be Abraham, for I have made you a father of many nations." One day as Abraham sat under the oak tree, three men from God came and stood before him. Abraham ran to them, bowed down, and said, "Lord, do not pass me by. Rest under this tree, wash your feet, refresh yourselves with food, and then continue on your way." They agreed. Abraham prepared a meal for them. As they ate, they said, "About this time next year, your wife Sarai will bear you a son." But Abraham and Sarai were very old. Sarai laughed, saying, "Shall I really bear a child now that I am worn out?" God knew she laughed. Later, as God had promised, Sarah bore Abraham a son. Abraham named him Isaac. But when Sarah saw Hagar's son mocking Isaac, she told Abraham, "Cast out this slave woman and her son, for he shall not share the inheritance with my son." Abraham was troubled, but God said, "Do as Sarah has said. I will also make Ishmael into a great nation." So Abraham gave Hagar and Ishmael food and water and sent them away. After some time, God tested Abraham. "Take your son Isaac, whom you love, and offer him as a burnt sacrifice on a mountain in the land of Moriah." Obeying God, Abraham built an altar, bound Isaac, and laid him upon the wood. As he raised the knife, the angel of the Lord called from heaven, "Abraham, Abraham." "Do not harm the boy. Now I know you fear God, for you have not withheld your only son from me." Then Abraham saw a ram caught in a thicket and offered it instead of his son. Thus Abraham proved his faith and obedience, and God blessed him greatly. Later, Sarah died at 127 years of age. Abraham buried her in the cave of Machpelah, near Mamre in Hebron, in the land of Canaan. When Abraham was old, he sent his servant Eliezer to the city of Nahor to find a wife for Isaac. There Eliezer met Rebekah, daughter of Bethuel. Recognizing God's guidance, he brought her back, and she became Isaac's wife when he was 40 years old. Afterward, Abraham married Keturah, who bore him 6 sons, including Midian, whose descendants were the Midianites. Abraham lived to be 175 years old and died. Isaac and Ishmael buried him in the cave of Machpelah beside Sarah. Ishmael lived 137 years and also died. Abraham was a descendant of Shem, the son of Noah, being the 10th generation from him. Thus, Abraham lived as a sojourner in foreign lands, always trusting and obeying God. Even when asked to sacrifice his only son, he did not hold back. By faith, he received God's promises with patience. For this reason, Abraham is called the father of faith. Abraham believed God, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness, and he was called the friend of God. My brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into divers temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience.